I was manipulated, pinky, finger, love. When I saw that, it has sparked heartbreak.
I see he wearing a dress, and that it's not even shocking no more nowadays. But what's up with it, man? You know, boy, Corey Holcomb had to put Cam Newton on blast. You know what I'm saying? So he had some funny business going on. Let's get into it.
I was on It's On site the other day, and I found a video of Corey Holcomb. I happened to miss the particular last podcast, but Corey Holcomb has some level of, I won't call it a beef, but a little level of disagreement that he had with Cam Newton, and I saw so many people talking about it, so I had to check it out.
There was a time when I saw something with my brother Cam that made me say, oh, that ain't nothing no man do. But I let it go because of I was in awe of Cam. Corey, cool out, leave that alone. You got to build and not break down. That's my mentality. But when I saw how I was manipulated, pinky, finger, love, when I saw that, it has sparked heartbreak. I'm like, man.
Why you do me like that?
God damn. Can you play that video? Play the video, because this is what it really is.
I've been given a demonstration that lasts really 1 minute and 30 seconds. One finger, one pinky, one thumb. All together, one love.
So I'm confused. Or is that what he's throwing up in the picture? Is that what he's saying? Is the pinky thumb all together one love? Because that's just so blurry, I can't really see. I see he wearing a dress, and that it's not even shocking no more nowadays. But is that the hand sign he was throwing up in the picture? Is that where it stems from, wearing dresses and shit?
There you go. I've been given a demonstration that lasts really 1 minute.
Just freeze it. Can you freeze it? I had been saw that picture, homie. I had been saw that picture before I went to the show. And it is my opinion that men who don't indulge don't do this. That was my opinion. But because I was trying to be what I hope society can be, which is caring and loving to the brotherhood, I act like I didn't know about that. I been knew about that. I was phony trying to be good. And by me being phony trying to be good is video of me throwing up that backdoor. Tell y'all something, homie. Nice guys finish last, dog. Nice guys finish last. When you're around most men, you're going to be manipulated because they were brought up to manipulate, not brought up to bring us all together and try and be right.
I'm confused. I know this nigga, he that mad he made him throw up the hand sign. Shit, everybody done threw it up. It got to be something deeper than that.
Righteous to one another. And it breaks my heart. But I can't afford to be phony with y'all no more, man. If I see what I need to see on the homie side of the game, I have to keep my distance from you like you keep your distance from me.
So in this instance, Corey Holcomb is calling out Cam Newton, not necessarily because of the dress. He admits that he knows something about this dress. And that's important because I was seeing the comments, people were saying, well, why didn't you say what you're saying now when you're in front of him? And initially I was like, yeah, okay, that might be a good point. But in specifics, he's talking about this particular handshake, okay, that Corey Holcomb had him do and that Corey Holcomb forces other people to do, all right? And again, I want to focus on that because that is the largest part of Corey Holcomb's criticism.
Cam Newton being called out by Corey Holcomb. Cam Newton on his show is setting people up to throw up symbolic satanic signs. Watch this, y'all. Check this out.
When I say all together, we're going to say one love. When I say all together, we're going to say what?
One love.
All right. It's going to look similar like this. We got your camera, or my camera right here, your camera right here, our camera right here. It's going to be one finger, then we're going to add the pinky, then add the thumb. And when I say all together, we're going to say what?
One love.
You ready? Here we go. One finger. You got to do it with it, brother. That's just a sign of
Okay,
love.
so I hear you. Can I share something else, please? This symbol is called Manacanudo. It's a satanic salute as well. Google it. So for me, listen,
Google this sign.
listen to me. Listen, Cam, listen.
Shit, at least he not being phony. I remember football niggas, they got me, I don't even want to throw it up now. But I remember football niggas throw it up or like sideways. I don't know if y'all remember the whole little Chief Keef era. Everybody was doing all this and shit like that. You know, I'm sure it does have multiple meanings, but like, At least he not being phony though. Sometimes you do gotta stand on it. Fuck around, do some shit you ain't supposed to do.
Son, listen to me. I'm saying that not to judge you. You listening? I'm saying that I can't participate in that part, but I can't say one love. I'm just falling in line with my own convictions. Can we reset? Son,
Yes, okay.
come on. You leaving me hanging?
Oh. But I just think sometimes
It's just a personal conviction.
I'm not trying to judge your personal conviction, but I'm also saying you should consider the intentions. My intentions is not.
Okay, let's reset. I know your intentions are good.
Okay.
You looking at me, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm serious.
Yes, sir.
I have to follow what is in me.
If you can see, Cam Newton has somebody else on his show and telling a guy, look in this camera, looking at camera, do this handshake. I mean, it is kind of weird. The person refuses to do it, saying that it is a satanic hand gesture. Now, Cam Newton seems very frustrated that the person does not want to engage in the hand gesture, and the person is being respectful. The person saying, no, I mean, listen, brother, you know, I see what you're trying to say, but there's no way I'm going to get involved in this hand gesture. And I want to get back to that with Corey Holcomb. I didn't go back and look at this video, but what I probably can infer is that Corey Holcomb probably did this hand gesture without knowing the wider context of what it could mean. And so Corey Holcomb feels betrayed by Cam Newton because, listen, bro, you had me do this hand gesture and I already knew about the dress, but like I said, I was giving you a pass on that. But now it makes sense. And, you know, Corey Holcomb is very anti, entertainment industry. He's kind of anti-Hollywood, not because he doesn't, want to be bigger, but what he would have to do.
Wait, okay. So now I get it. So I think Corey, what I think is trying to say is Corey Holcomb feel like this nigga being in the dress and throwing up that sign and the satanic thing. I think he putting the pieces together like, nah, that is some weird shit. And the only reason I overlooked it was some weird shit is because, you're the homie and I didn't think you moving like that. But, I mean, let's watch some more of the video. I mean, I don't know how I would react to that. I don't know if I would immediately would assume he was trying to be on some weird shit, trying to indoctrinate me into something. You know what I mean? Or that could just be, little hand signal he's always been throwing up. So I don't know. I don't know how I react to that personally.
To be bigger, he's against it. So he talks about it very openly about the things that happen behind the scenes. He refers to such behaviors as backdooria, male on male contact. So now he's tying it all together and he's like, okay, now it makes sense because here you are dressing very feminine. You dress in these, particular dresses. And then you didn't tell me about this handshake, which is satanic in origin. And I trusted you and I know that basically I feel bad for going on to your podcast because if I knew what kind of person he was, I would have called it out, but it will never happen again. If I see somebody behaving like Cam Newton, I'm gonna call it out. Now people started to, call Corey Holcomb out in the comments. He's bitter. He's always got trouble. Why didn't he say that? And I can see somebody's point of view. But when I heard this handshake whole ideology from the other guy, I mean, it's consistent. And this is not because, I'm critical of Corey. I love Corey Holcomb and, I have a lot of respect for him. But ultimately, I'm looking at what he's talking about, which is some level of principle here. And that's what he's dealing with. He's dealing with, look, man, you had an agenda with me and I had a lot of respect for you. And this particular handshake is something that morally I don't agree with. And then, now we're talking about this dress. It all makes sense. Now,
yeah, but that's something we can't just assume what it stands for, though. That might just be a handshake that he throws up. I feel like it has to be something deeper why they into it, and maybe that was his way of throwing the first shot. Because that don't make sense for him to feel so betrayed. He ain't even asking what the handshake meant yet, and there's no defined meaning. Oh, boy says satanic symbol. He's wearing a dress, so I do get it, but that's kind of like almost like some conspiracy type shit to me in that sense, like in that sense with Cam Newton specifically.
Now, again, there's a person who has criticized Corey Holcomb about his own position.
All this has to do with a simple hand gesture that is a notion of sign language. And besides, that pic is hella old. That is from when Cam was in college, and even I know the backstory behind that picture with him trying to spin some type of silly narrative that's gonna mess around and get his ass sued if he's not careful. There's something in high schools and colleges called homecoming week, where throughout the week is also dubbed the Spirit Week, where you take part in certain festivities, activities, dress goofy, dress silly. Like you may wear some oversized pants, or you may wear some suspenders at your job, or something silly, right? Or in this case, you might have one of those days of the week where the boys, they may dress up like the cheerleaders, or the cheerleaders may dress up like the football players, vice versa. You may have a case like this where Cam was just taking part in Homecoming Spirit Week. What's so wrong about that?
So this person is saying, look, man, Cam Newton was just having fun, participating in a costume or something like that. And okay, well, whatever the case may yield, let's say that's true. All right. He's just having fun, participating in this and that. Great. Well, then can I ask a question? If this is the truth, why are you asking somebody, look into the camera, okay, do this handshake, do X, Y, and Z. Please do it in this way. I mean, it just seems very suspicious, because I've done podcasts. I mean, I'm nowhere on the level of Cam Newton's podcast or anything like that. But when I do a podcast, I never ask somebody, do X, Y, and Z, these instructions.
I mean, I get it just for like branding and shit like that, but the whole look into the camera shit is weird. It stands for like, hey, throw this up, one love. But I do get it for like outro purposes, you know what I mean? But, it's a little suspicious, but you have to dig up some more dirt than that, man. You know what I mean? I feel like it's kind of a reach, to be honest. It's a reach. This shit a reach, I ain't gonna lie. And I don't even watch the NFL no more. I fuck with Cam Newton. I'm not a super Cam Newton fan, but it's just a reach to me. Like, it's a hand signal. I'm sure it means a plethora of things. I think Corey Holcomb probably got some other shit going on. That was his way of throwing the first shot, I'm telling you.
And then if somebody doesn't want to do it, I would then, form some sort of attitude or about the person's refusal to engage in my instructions. And I think that's what people are really, dealing with. And that's just kind of where I think the issues are. And so I see why people feel like Corey Holcomb is wrong, because, he's just critical of a lot of things. But in this particular case, I can see that. Like, okay, you're setting me up like on purpose to look at this, and this is satanic. Let me just say this for anybody, and that includes me. If you feel like you got to give somebody the benefit of the doubt to work with them, you probably shouldn't work with them. Okay. And again, I we could all go back on this, because going on to Cam Newton's podcast, it was some level of an opportunity for Corey Holcomb. But Corey Holcomb is also very much self-made and doesn't really care about, a whole bunch of politics. He's not really for a whole bunch of the bureaucracy. So for him, he would still give views anyway, and he's already kind of built up his audience and things like that. But, it was a good build. It was good to see Corey Holcomb coming out to a larger audience. And again, Corey is also critical of a lot of people. So like he could.
We have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is based
honest. I don't think so. I've never heard as much. And again, with somebody like him living in Atlanta, being from Atlanta, if he was like that, I'm pretty sure we could hear it and like this. And then it happens. You got to address it. Let me give you an example. There's a guy by the name of Mark Meets Africa. He's a guy from
yeah, man, I think that's pretty much the whole situation. But yeah, man, Corey Holcomb reaching on that one. That dude kind of seemed like some hater shit, or like just your way of throwing the first shot. If you seen the little fruity ass picture, you really feel like that's some Illuminati shit. Should have stopped being his friend before you even made it to the show. Then we got on the show, nigga made you throw up a hand signal, and then now you saw the shit with the other dude on there, and now you trying to reach and make it seem like you just put a bunch of pieces together to a puzzle that there's no puzzle, bro. It's a weird picture. The outro is a little funny style, but it could be for branding. It could be for just like, trying to make it a movie. It might be something he wants to start pushing at the football camps and doing all this and that, but it's never meant like, bro, niggas doing a hand signal ain't gonna make niggas gay, bro. Like, it's not gonna turn you into a princess, nigga. You'll be fine. But I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. I'm gonna see you on the next one.